Good morning and welcome to Cindy's Kitchen. Are you brand new? Well, we are a cooking community. It's about a 45-minute show where we talk and we share recipes and we share ideas and we get to know each other. We started this during COVID in 2020. Gosh, I'm falling apart. When we were all locked in. And now here we all are, a year and a half later, over 250 shows. And we've made a lot of friends in our little family. So good morning and welcome. If you are brand new, make sure you say hello and tell us where you're from. And if you're watching the replay, don't forget #replay. Good morning, Cheryl. Good to see you. Linda Sue is here. Hello. Hello, Mother. I know you aren't feeling well, but thank you for watching. Good morning, Debbie. Good to see you. Linda Sue from Illinois. There you go. You know, I'm making shrimp, and so today I had to use fishy, right? Fishy. So good morning, Antoinette. Good to see you. I know that shrimp are not a fish. They are a crustacean. And yet, there was no shrimp Polish pottery. So I'm going with the fish. Good morning, Brenda. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Everybody, I have to say that this morning at the grocery store, they had the most beautiful flowers. Now, I don't know what your favorite flower is, but my favorite flower is hydrangeas. I love them. I especially love the purple hydrangeas. Oh my goodness. Or sometimes just the deep royal blue ones. And quite frankly, I know the majority of the time the ones at the grocery store are just food coloring, right? Which is fine. But I have to show you this gorgeous for 4th of July. Are you ready? Oh, it's so heavy. Look at this. Look at this. Is this beautiful? Now, of course, they were red, white, and blue. Love your voice. You should be a news reporter. Oh, Allison, thank you. Hey, Julie from Northwest Houston. No one's ever told me that, Allison. You make me happy. Anyway, so here we go. Look at this. Aren't these gorgeous for, I know, the red, white, and blue. And then I just had these little sparkly doodahs in another thing. And so I just thought it would be. And of course, instead of a vase, I have them in my fermentation crock. Just because it was blue and it looked good with that. And so there we go. Happy 4th of July. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. So I got that done this morning. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. Good morning, Debbie. Thank you. So I have to say, those of you who weren't with us on Tuesday was zucchini day because somebody had asked for zucchini. And we made the garlic butter zoodles, if you will. And then we also did the zucchini fritters. Oh my gosh. They were so good. It was like the best lunch I've had in a long time. Not to pat myself on the back, but pat. I'm just saying it was really good. Sandy's here. Good morning, Sandy. All right, so we're going to get started. Again, it's all about the shrimp today. So raise your mugs, whatever mug you may have, whether you're drinking coffee or hot tea or water or soda or milk. I don't know what you're drinking, but cheers. Coffee clinks. Clink. Now, I'm going to say something about Polish pottery. When you hold a mug, well, I suppose that if you're left-handed, you would hold it this way, which would be right, correct? Because if you hold it with your left hand, you can see the designs because the fishy fish are only on one side. I'm right-handed. And so, as a general rule, I drink coffee this way, right? Okay. At first, it bothered me because, you know, you want to show off whatever the pattern is to your friends. And then I was like, you know what? This is so much better because if I was left-handed or the pattern was on the other side, I'd be drinking my coffee and I just see the waves, which the waves are cool, don't get me wrong. But now I kind of like it, because normally it's just me drinking coffee. I kind of like it that when I drink my coffee, I get to see the fishy fish. So there you go. This is a pattern from ceramic artist Ditchta. So good morning, Anne from the UK. Doing better, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's get started. Now, I've been trying to do matchy-matchy, right? And so I don't have a whole lot because this is a fairly new pattern, fishy. But I checked around and I did have a plate, a bowl, fishy, floating around inside. This pedestal one, fishy, and the little sauce bowl, one fish. This fish is lonely because it only has one. Anyway, so, but I think I have enough fishy to do everything we needed. Because otherwise, I was gonna have to pull this dish out. Look, it's shaped like a fish. But it doesn't have the right pattern on it. But it is a really pretty pattern. Okay, let's get started, shall we? We're gonna start on a side dish. Really, Cindy? Yes, I'm gonna start on a side dish. And I'm just gonna make a slaw. You know, there's a whole lot of things to go with shrimp, but this is an option that we're going to look at. Now, I didn't wanna make a mayo slaw. I wanted to do a vinegar slaw. So that's what we're gonna do. Obviously, the more economical route is for you to buy a head of cabbage, which usually you can get for 30-something odd cents a pound, and cut it up, shred it up yourself. I was being lazy this morning and got a bag of angel hair coleslaw because lazy. All right, this is one of the easier ones, I think. Now, you don't have to put cilantro or anything else in here, but I'm gonna put just a little bit of fresh cilantro in there just so we have a little flavor, okay? Look at that, just a handful on top of that. Ta and da, look at that. And then here we go. This is what we need in our little thing. We're gonna do salt and pepper. You know, I'm gonna do a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper, okay? Pepper for your poppycock. Okay, there you go. Then I'm gonna add dried mustard and dried celery seed. Yum, right? Now, your measurements are gonna be very different depending on how much coleslaw you're actually making. So if you took even a regular size head of cabbage and you shredded all that up, well, you're gonna have a much bigger bowl than I have right here, because this is, how much was in here? 10 ounces. You can get a lot more than that if you're chopping it yourself. So for this amount, for 10 ounces, these are the measurements I'm using. If you used a whole thing or you doubled this up, you'd need to adjust accordingly. So I'm doing half a teaspoon, is that half? Yeah. Half a teaspoon of dried mustard, because we don't need a whole lot, right? There's just 10 ounces. All right, oh, arthritis hands. Half a teaspoon of celery seed. Okay, so we did salt, pepper, dry mustard, celery seed. Oh, and now we need oil. You can use olive oil, you can use canola oil, you can use whatever kind of oil you want. I'm gonna say about 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. And I'm gonna use an equal amount of apple cider vinegar. 1, 2. Okay, and then we cannot forget sugar because we just cannot. So I've got my sugar canister here, and I like it sweet, so I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons. I probably could use a whole teaspoon, but that may be too much. So I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, that's it. That's it. Cindy, that's it? Yes, that's it. All right, so I have to sneak. 2. Sorry. All right, now, so that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna mix this up. And I know that part of you, good morning, Anne. Good to see you. I know you're gonna think it's not enough liquid. This just isn't gonna work, but it will. It will. Because we don't wanna overpower, right? We still want some flavor of everything. All right, so as you can see, I just mixed this up. Now you can add, thank you, dear. You can add carrots. You could add purple cabbage. You could add, if you don't like cilantro, you could add parsley. You could add whatever your little heart desires as far as additional veg in here. I have a cute sneeze. All right, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. If I have room. Oh, I need to clean out the refrigerator. There's too much stuff in here. Okay, so we got our slaw going. Now, I'm gonna make one other side dish, and it's, we only got a little bit. Sorry, apples. Apples? Apples. Oh, yes, you could put apples in there. Yes, that would be good too, and that would sweeten it up. Very good, Mother, you're right. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I have a skillet here that has 2 tablespoons of butter, and a tablespoon of oil. I use canola oil. You can use whatever you want. I'm gonna heat this up. I haven't even turned it on. Okay, I'm gonna heat that up, and to that, chop up pineapple. Oh, Debbie, that's a great idea. Anybody else like a vinegar-based slaw? This is the recipe that I traditionally use when I'm doing pulled pork tacos, or just pulled pork, right? But especially when we do pulled pork tacos, I like to put because that pulled pork has got the one I make, it's got the chipotle, and it's just really yum savory. And then you put that vinegary slaw on the top of that. And to me, it is the perfect counterpoint of that, rich, savory, kind of heavy meat. And then that spicy, vinegary, light slaw with the crunch. It's perfect. Oh, your grandmother does this. Yes. So, but the idea of adding apples or pineapple, great. Yeah, it just kind of depends, right? All right, so asparagus. It was on sale, but because it was on sale, we didn't have a lot of options on, I usually try to find smaller ones. Kahlua pork. Oh, I've never made Kahlua pork. All right, so our butter is melted. I'm gonna bring, hold on one second. I'm gonna bring my skillet over here. La, la, la. Look, our butter is melted. Now, to this, look, I'm gonna add, add that in there. And then, of course, as always, we're gonna season, okay? Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. Now, I would normally, but I haven't cut it up yet. So, since I haven't cut up the garlic yet, and I wanna go ahead and get these going, I'm just gonna use some granulated garlic on there, okay? There you go. Shake, shake, shake. And there we go, all right? We're gonna toss it around just a bit, just so everybody is buttery, because you know how I love butter. Today is all about butter, too. If you don't like butter, today is not your day on Cindy's Kitchen. Okay, look at that. I'm gonna put this back over here on the stove, probably a medium-high heat. You know me and the high heat, right? Jean, you were not here on Tuesday, and I did 2 recipes with zucchini, because you were asking for zucchini recipes. So make sure you go back and watch Tuesday's show, Jean. Jean is in Hawaii, I do believe. All right, so now we have our slaw in the refrigerator. Look how fast that was. Our slaw's in the refrigerator, and our asparagus is cooking. Okay, so now you must be saying, Cindy, where's the shrimp? Okay, and here we go. Now, when you're buying shrimp, obviously, if you have an option, if you have a fishmonger and you have the opportunity to get fresh shrimp, that's lovely. If you buy, obviously it's cheaper if you buy shrimp with the shell and the tail on. That's not for me. Hold on. I just want to give this a shake. All right, shake, shake, shake. I missed, iPad went dead and had to go to phone. Oh, it's okay, Jean. Anyway, so if you want to do that, obviously that's the more economical route, but then you have to take take everything off. I'm lazy. Sometimes in the grocery stores or places, you can get the shrimp already prepared, and they're fresh. I went the frozen route only because it was a little cheaper. Now, you also have to be mindful of what size shrimp you're going to buy. So if you're looking at a package and it says, I know that you're going to be tempted to buy the package that says it has the most shrimp in it, but if you're looking at a package, the one that has the most shrimp in it is traditionally the small shrimp. Then you go up to the medium shrimp, and that has a little less shrimp in it, right? And then if you go I think there's large and then colossal or extra large. And every time you go up a size, obviously the count goes down. Now, you may think here's the deal. If you have a shrimp that's this big, maybe you would eat less, right? Because the shrimp are bigger. It's okay, Kathleen. It's okay. Because the shrimp are bigger. I just went with the medium shrimp. I'm always weighing the price versus the poundage, and anyway. So a medium shrimp, and so you can see I got they're already shelled, there's no tail. See again, lazy. They've been deveined. So there you go. Medium shrimp. Look, it looks like an ear, doesn't it? Hello? No, sorry. Hold on, gotta check this. Sperry goose. Did your kids call it that when they were young? Sperry goose? Or little trees? Sometimes little trees was broccoli, I think. A Sperry goose. Hey, Tana and Janet. Okay, can you see how lovely that is? That's all I needed to cook it. How long was that in there? 5 minutes, maybe? Butter, garlic, salt, pepper. The last thing I will probably do is, hold on, let me cut this lemon. Ooh. Okay, I cut the lemon. There we go. Hold on, let me get that seed out of the way. I'll probably do this, watch. Good squeeze of lemon in there, except I dropped 4 seeds in there. Bad, Cindy. Anyway, so there that is. Okay, can we pick the seeds out? Hold on. No. Well, 1 seed? Nobody would do this on a show, right? Oh, I could have used my juicer and done that. But anyway, there we go. Perfectly done. It's crispy. You don't want wussy asparagus. That being said, I'm going to go ahead, turn it off, put the lid on it, just set it aside to keep it warm. Okay. Now, we're going to start the shrimp. Can you tell? We're almost done. Ha! I've got a larger skillet here, and I actually did a whole stick of butter in here. A whole stick of butter. That being said, I have a real lemon. I know, right? Well, just this one time. I am going to add just a wee tad of canola oil. And I always do that instead of just doing butter, just because of the burn. I don't want anything to burn. Okay, so we got to season up our shrimp. You've got some options here. Asparagus and bacon should not be wussy. I agree, Kathleen. If you hold up a piece of bacon and the bacon does this, that is not bacon. Bacon should stand at attention and say, here I am, all crispy and lovely. All right, so you have some options. If you have some skewers, these are metal skewers, and I really prefer these, even though these get very hot, to the wooden ones, especially if you're grilling outside or where there's a fire. It's really better to soak your wooden ones first, and the wooden ones tend to be a little thicker, and so especially if you're using the medium shrimp, it might kind of destroy them. Hey, Lori, good to see you. So obviously you could do your shrimp on skewers and you could grill them outside or still grill them in the pan like I'm gonna do. The rest of my shrimp are all in this bowl. So if you wanna be fancy schmancy and put it on a skewer, or if you just wanna be lazy like me and stick them in a bowl. Now, just like everything we make, right? Little salt, lemons, and cut them in half, wrap them in plastic. Keep them in the freezer, really? Huh. All right, so again, I'm doing the whole salt and pepper thing, right? And then, and garlic. No, we're gonna do fresh garlic. How about them apples? Because, let me turn this down just a bit. Okay, because I should have done this earlier, right? Fresh garlic. When I did the asparagus, I like, you know, I'm a garlic girl, right? You know that I am a garlic girl. And quite frankly, in my mind, there is no such thing as too much garlic. There just really isn't. But I know that some of you don't love garlic half as much as I do. I'm using 6 cloves of garlic. Yum. I know that some people, like if you read, they'll say don't use, you know that when you go to the grocery store and you're in the veggie section, right? Produce section, and they have the jar, never enough butter or garlic. I agree. And so they have the jars or a big plastic container of garlic, and you can get it like already minced up. Hey Sharon, good morning. You can get the garlic already minced up so you don't have to do one of these numbers. And I have to tell you, peeling garlic is not one of my favorite activities because, you know, when you get done peeling the garlic, your hands are all sticky. That whole thing about sticking them in the jar and shaking them, it kind of works. But quite frankly, I don't know. It was too much upper body strength for me. That's silly, isn't it? All right, so here I have my cloves of garlic. I'm gonna tilt you down so you can see. Just a quick tip, when you squeeze your lemon, yeah, I know, Jean. I just was holding the skillet with one hand and I had the lemon in the other hand because I wanted you to see me do it. And so, yeah, I know. There are some things that I do, like if I'm by myself, that I don't necessarily do when you guys are watching, only because I want you to see what I'm doing. And if I do it the way I normally do it, then you wouldn't be able to see anything. See it? Oh, there you go. Thank you, Jean. Yes, and I have a great juicer, you know, like when you're doing, so. Anyway, you will see a lot of people say not to use that garlic that's in the jar or the container. I don't know that I feel one way or another. Of course, some of them say it's not as fresh, and obviously it's not as fresh because it's not fresh, it's in a jar. But that being said, I don't know. All right, so our butter is all melted. I know it looks like a lot of butter, and it is, but, all right, so I'm gonna put the garlic that we chopped up in there, and I'm gonna let this cook just for about a minute until I can smell the garlic, because I just think if you're gonna be making garlic butter shrimp, there should be a lot of garlic and a lot of butter, okay? Now, so we just did salt and pepper so far. Here's what I'm gonna do. I thought it would be nice to have like a little Italian thing going. So I'm just gonna put in some Italian herbs. You don't wanna put anything, I know, right? If you don't want Italian herbs, you could leave it very simple, just salt and pepper and garlic. If you have, you know what though, it needs some. What does it need? Come on, you say it. Say it with me. Smoked paprika, because I think smoked paprika makes everything taste better. All right, so there we go. It's all in there together. Toss, toss, toss. Okay? I am gonna add some lemon, but I'm gonna add the Old Bay. Lori. Now see, I should have done that. That would have been a lovely thing too. Okay, can you see? There we go. Oh, that one's got a lot more spice because it was on the top. All right, everybody mix. I need everybody to have equality in the shrimp cook. There we go. All right, Old Bay would be lovely. Now, I have this, and I'm going to cook this in there. So just because it wasn't in the bowl, and I had already put it on here, I'm going to do this over the cutting board. A little salt. La, 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 la. A little garlic. Hello. It'll get some seasoning from the, okay, there we go. Hey, Tommy from Beaumont, red pepper flakes. I'll put some in there in just a second. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring the skillet over here. Sit there, would ya? Don't move. Oh, gosh. There is just nothing better. Nothing better, I'm telling you. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. Before I get started, where's my little measuring thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Before I get started with the shrimpies, I'm gonna take a little bit of this out. It's one of the reasons I went ahead and used a whole, and I put it in my little, for dippy. Look at that. Ah, my little fishy dippy. Okay. Now, so if you wanna do a skillet, or a grill, either one, you're just gonna lay that flat, right? I'm just gonna put that in there, and then I'm gonna put these on either side of that. In we go, and on the skillet, on the fire we go. Hold on one sec. This one. I'm just gonna put them in a single layer, okay? Hold on. Okay. All right, so 2 to 3 minutes on each side. That's it. Now, think about how fast we put together our slaw. Now, I would say that I normally like my slaw in there to be in there at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but if you don't have that, you don't have it. The asparagus really took like 3 minutes, and it's done. And then our shrimp is gonna be 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and it will be done. How amazing is that? Now, how would we eat these little yummy shrimpies? Yummy shrimpies. I wanted to give you several ideas because this is just a garlic butter sauce, basically. Some Italian herbs, if you want to add them, you don't have to. So, if you wanted to make a taco, so you could get a soft tortilla, or even naan. You know, the naan bread doesn't matter, but you know, something, or a wrap, you could use the wrap. And you could put your slaw in there. You can actually add your asparagus in there and your shrimp on there and wrap it all up. Yum! And then, of course, you could use this dippy sauce to dip it in. If you didn't want to do that and you were more in a pasta mode, you could boil up some noodles, any kind. Spaghetti, angel hair, even like macaroni. Whatever kind of pasta you have. And then go ahead and boil it up according to the package instructions. When it's done and your shrimp are done, because you've still got all that butter and garlic in the skillet, then take the pasta, don't drain it, just take it straight out, put it in your skillet with your butter, your garlic, and your shrimp, and maybe a half a cup to a cup, depending on how much you're making, of the pasta water, right? Put that all together. Let it meld and marry on a medium heat just because you want those noodles to soak up the butter and garlic. And then you've got kind of like a nice shrimp scampi, if you will, but with pasta. Or you could do rice. You could do a rice bowl with edamame. And all of this, you can always saute some green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. We can use, and the zoodles from Tuesday. There you go. You could use the zoodles, yes. So really, a lot of options for the shrimp and the asparagus, all right? And so I always am, I don't want you to think like you have to make things exactly the way I made it. I always want you to be able to use stuff that you have in your kitchen, all right? Okay, I need a sip of coffee. It's been 2 minutes. I'm going to check on my shrimpy. Oh, look at shrimpies. I wish there was smell-o-vision in here. I really do, but there's not. So there we go. I'm gonna flip the skewer, and then I'm just gonna do one of these. Toss. I'm tossing. When I first started making shrimp, I thought it was really important that I flip each one of them individually. Alice, it's okay, because you know what? The instructions specifically said 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And so I thought, well, if I don't do each side the way it told me to, then quite frankly, I've not done it right. You got the fishy mug too? Alice, I went a little overboard because as soon as it came out, I don't know, last year, I got it. So I have the fishy mug. I have the fishy pedestal bowl. I have the fishy little plate and the fishy cereal bowl. Yum. Okay. Oh, and the fish. This isn't fishy. This is just fish because it only has one fish on it. Just saying. For my dippy sauce. All right. Anyway, like I said, one of the things I looked at was, gosh, I feel like I need to flip. And you've never had shrimp. Oh, I'm going to have to come to the UK and feed you, girl. Anyway, so I figured I really needed to flip those. And I have to tell you, if you're buying small shrimp or even medium shrimp, that's kind of hard to get every one flipped. I've learned that if you just go over there and either give it a toss or use your spoon and just kind of stir it around, you're fine. They go from this kind of clear looking grayish color to pink. Quite frankly, it's easy enough to find out. However, if you get the large shrimp or or extra large or the colossal shrimp, those are easy to flip. So, here we go. Okay, almost there, but I wanted to give you one more look. Look at that. The garlic. Oh. So now, do you see how that's turning a little brown? And that's because the butter, right? Butter browns. And it's one of the reasons, so I'm getting a little brown on the shrimp, but it's one of the reasons that I don't put just butter in. Because if I'd only used butter, they would have already been a much browner color. Okay. Now, let us entertain you. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I've got, oh, you know what? I'm going to chop up a little bit more cilantro. Or, you know, if you don't like cilantro or you don't have cilantro, flat leaf Italian parsley is a good option. But quite frankly, because we used Italian herbs on our shrimp, you could do basil. That would be fine as well. Use what you have. Maybe a few little chops of a green onion. You can do that too. So let me just chop this up. Oh, that's a big piece. La 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 la. So again, use what's in your refrigerator or what's on sale. That's what I say. And I know shrimp is not always on sale, but if it is, grab it up, especially the frozen. Stick it in there. I actually kind of cheat when I make gumbo, and I just buy the salad shrimp. They're small, but they're always cheap. Okay, here we go. Shrimpies are done. Oh my Lord, this house smells delicious. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I am going to, here is our asparagus. Yum, 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 yum. All right, so on my plate, I'm gonna put some asparagus. Yum. Now, I like my asparagus, it needs to still have a crunch. When I was growing up, and part of it was because we lived in Oklahoma and there wasn't a lot of fresh produce back then, Mother would serve asparagus out of a can. And I have to tell you, after actually tasting fresh asparagus, that is disgusting. All right, I also made a pot of rice. There we go. Just so, pot of rice. So I'm gonna put some rice down in here so that you have another option of how you serve it, okay? All right, let's go get all the shrimpies. You can, oh, Jessica says, you've never had asparagus either. Oh my goodness. What shall we do? All right, so here we go. Now, I will say the downside to the metal skewer is that it's hot, right? However, there we go. Hold on. So look, if you just wanted to be healthy, look at that. You could do a whole plate. We need more asparagus if we're just going to be healthy, right? So we could do a whole plate of asparagus or any other veggie that you happen to like with our shrimp. And you can put your skewers just like that, okay? So that's dish one. Oh, you know what I need to do? Lemon, because I do that at the end. And now, because it's sitting here, I can do this, right? All right, so there we go, lemon, and then I'll give it a toss. I'm gonna do it across these too, because now you see how we've taken all of our flavors and carried it all the way across, right? So garlic, salt, pepper, lemon, it's gone all the way across. Oh, it does smell divine. Okay, so here's my shrimpies. Oh, shrimpy. All right. And I don't know how many shrimpies. Probably 6 or 8 per person. Just wholly up to you. So there's that. Now with this, I would probably do a little green onion and a little cilantro, right? Yum, yum. Look how pretty. Look how pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. And then finally, now I would really prefer that this be in the refrigerator just a little longer because it hasn't even been in there 15, 20 minutes. And I like this to be in at least an hour. It does break down that slaw a little bit more, but there we go. Yum. All right, so I'm going to take our last fishy bowl and we're gonna do a plate of the slaw. Yum. Except I don't like that. Hold on. Look at this. Big old piece. I don't like that. Okay? And it is my lunch, so I get to choose. All right. So there we go. We have yummy slaw. And then to that, we're going to add our shrimp on top of that. Okay? So if you're not doing carbs, this is an awesome... We have two ways to serve it, and I didn't make pasta, sorry. Obviously, we can do a little bit more cilantro on top of that, a little bit more green onion, and there we go. Okay, so we started off with just very plain. This would be a nice lunch if we added another skewer, right? And so then you would have your asparagus and your shrimp. Do you need help eating all that for lunch? Tommy. Well, actually, hubby is working nights tonight, which means lunch is actually dinner, right? So instead of, he won't be here for dinner, but he has to eat because he has to work all night. And so lunch is actually dinner for him. And so, no, Tommy, I don't need any help. Thank you, though. Anyway, so there we go. So if we were doing a light lunch, there you go. All right? If we were doing dinner, obviously, remember I said you could do pasta. I toast French bread and throw the shrimp on it. Yum. Yes, shrimp toast. Yum. Okay. And then here we just did our vinegar slaw. Put that on there and that's another nice gluten-free option for you, right? So there you go. And then finally, we have it over with rice. And again, you see that I didn't add any other veggies. but it would be just awesome to saute some onion and peppers, zucchini, any summer squash, whatever veggie you happen to have around, and doing all this. All right, but now that we've done this, we need to taste. All right, so I'm gonna do the asparagus first. Well, actually, this is bad, right? Can you hear the crunch? Mmm. Lots of butter, lots of garlic, touch of lemon, and cooked, but still crunchy. Okay. I'm gonna move to the rice. Here's our rice and our shrimp. Now, if this is my lunch, I'm gonna take my dippy sauce and pour it on top of here. I know. What, Cindy? There's not enough butter on there already? And then finally, oh, yum. We've got our vinegar slaw. And again, this is just a wonderful option if you're wanting something that's substantial. One of the things I noticed that when we did no carbs, I just didn't feel like I was getting enough substantial things. So, the buttery shrimp, and the vinegary crunch of the slaw. I hope you had fun today. It was a shrimpy day, a fishy kind of day. So, I have to have a sip. From my kitchen to your kitchen, may all of your recipes be quick, easy, but most importantly, yummy. You guys have an awesome day, and don't forget, we've stopped doing Saturday shows unless there's something that comes up. And so, mahalo to you, Jean. So I will see you guys again on Tuesday. Our shows now are only on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock. You guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you again next week. Happy 4th.